2 years ago, the land that I'm standing on right now was a rice field. Today, it's a Starbucks.
This is Bali's story in one frame. Rice fields giving away to America's coffee chain. And it's not slowing down.
Just semblance of calm and kind of like pre-crazy Bali. It's just like a lot of greenery.
Makes up to 70% of Bali's economy.
I think it's really good, especially for Bali, because the main income for Balinese and Indonesian in Bali is tourism, so it's really good for us.
It helped locals ditch farming and then get jobs in tourism. But today the cost of living for locals is surging like crazy. Construction everywhere, hotels, cafes, yoga studios, all promising comfort for visitors, but straining resources for locals.
It's crazy to compare Google Maps to where I'm standing right now a couple years ago versus now. And this is where a billionaire is now developing an entire city.
Now, a brand new creative city is being built in a way that could reshape the island's future.
Yeah, good business, my friend. Bali is very beautiful, yeah?
Motorbike transport for tourists, too money.
For business, it's good. For healthy, I think so. Not good.
So that's the dilemma here. It's business is good, money is good, lifestyle gets better, but at what cost?
Tourism isn't just part of Bali's economy, it is the economy. Bali saw more than 6 million tourists come last year. That's more than the entire country of the Philippines. Everything here is geared for tourists.
You don't need to go to an ATM and get cash everywhere. Everywhere you go has accepted tap to pay. I haven't been to a single place that, says no, cash only, or even just give me your physical card.
Nearly 500,000 direct jobs, about 1 in 4 workers are in tourism. For many families, it's been the difference between living off the land and sending their kids to school. But wages remain low. A restaurant worker here earns just a couple of $100s per month in salary, and that's where the imbalance shows.
Because there is sort of a wealth disparity between, the Westerners who are coming over here and maybe they're making a salary in the US or they're making a UK salary, which is a lot higher than the average salary in Indonesia, and they're sort of taking advantage of a lower cost of living.
Trust isn't just in what people can afford, it's also who owns the businesses.
The issue here, though, is the vast majority of the businesses that are opening here are owned by foreigners, not by local. This is a warung, a traditional Indonesian-style restaurant, but it's owned by a foreigner, and it caters to foreigners, and obviously the prices are going to be way higher than a normal warung.
We just opened 1 week ago. The owner is from the Holland.
For locals, this all means jobs exist, but profits often flow out of Bali.
I've heard that opening a business here is quite profitable, but I always wondered, how on earth is it profitable? Because I can just eat lunch or dinner for $7 or $8. How on earth could this be so profitable? But the answer is because the cost to operate is so little.
Like the developments here has been like crazy, like the prices just surge. I don't know if it's good for like locals like me to buy like a land. It's just like everything is in USD and we still earn like IDR, right?
This island wasn't built for this kind of pressure. Roads once meant for villages now carry endless streams of cars and scooters. Waste management struggles to keep up with the thousands of tons of trash produced daily. Fresh water once feeding rice paddies is being diverted to villas and hotels.
But one of the biggest questions here is, can the infrastructure here support the tourism? And so far we're seeing signs of all of this cracking. 2 years ago, they were drilling holes in the street to create these sidewalks. And with the new sidewalks have come more tourists and a lot more businesses. Like this was not here just a year ago. There's nowhere in Bali that represents its transformation more than this. This is called the Canggu shortcut. And if you look on Google Maps just a couple years ago, it was a undeveloped road in the middle of 2 rice fields. It was actually a beautiful road, oftentimes chaotic, but now look what's happened. The rice fields are completely gone. And there are literally dozens and dozens of businesses on both sides selling everything from protein shakes to sweets to a matcha bar right here. And it's a very narrow road, it's very chaotic, and it's actually, in my experience, more chaotic to stand right here than to stand in New York's Times Square, because there is so much congestion on such a small road.
This shortcut has become a symbol of Bali's struggle, rapid growth colliding with limited infrastructure. The Balinese government knows this can't continue forever. Officials introduced a new tourist entry tax, promising the funds will go to cultural preservation and environmental protection. Starting in 2026, new hotels and restaurants will be banned in 6 districts, especially in areas where farmland is at risk. Other plans include stricter zoning enforcement, so development is limited to legal zones and green areas are preserved. And one long-standing rule has helped Bali avoid turning into a place with a lot of skyscrapers.
One thing that is a positive and sort of limits construction here is that the rule traditionally in Bali has been that you're not allowed to build higher than the nearest coconut tree, which is often limiting you to 2, maybe 3 stories.
Bali isn't the first to wrestle with over-tourism. Venice introduced an entry fee to limit day trippers. Barcelona placed caps on new hotels in the city center. Thailand even shut down entire islands like Maya Bay to let coral reefs recover. Each of these places show both the promise but also the challenge of regulating paradise. Too little action and the environment collapses. Too much and the economy suffers. Bali is trying to learn from them, but the balance here is even more delicate because tourism is not just a part of the economy here, it's the foundation.
I chose to be at this exact area because it really reminds me of something you would see in like Los Angeles or Sydney. You know, if you go to Kyoto, I find that they do a really good job of preserving the look and feel of what Kyoto looks like. But here in a square like this, like again, it's cool, it's fun, it's great for tourists, but it's not Bali, right? It doesn't feel Bali at all.
So many rice fields and Balinese culture, that is the reason of people coming to Bali, and like this downside, this become less and less, probably Bali become less interesting.
And then it begs the question that if everywhere looks the exact same, what's the point of coming? What makes it so unique? And you're actually starting to see a lot of backlash. I'm noticing a lot of comments on TikTok, on Instagram of people saying Bali is overrun with tourists, Bali is overdone, I don't like Bali anymore, Bali is done.
If the very things that make Bali special are replaced with cookie-cutter cafes and just luxury gyms, then the island risks losing both its soul and its economy.
It's just like culture-wise, some Indonesians, they forget about where they're from, like, because it's everything, like in Canggu, it's just very whitewashed, I would say.
It all comes back to a single painful truth.
There are like a lot of people who own rice fields here, are rice farmers who are very happy that they can give their child a different future instead of being a farmer. So I guess there are two sides to a coin, basically.
Tourism has lifted incomes and provided opportunity, but it has also priced out locals, strained resources, and threatened culture. If Bali finds balance, it could be sustainable tourism around the world. But if it doesn't, paradise itself could disappear.